Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We see here the flights that are currently in progress, 4 of them on their way to Duna, and the first of which, the Discovery, is set to encounter Duna in about 18 days. And so we adjourn to the Space Center and switch over to the Kethane miner in Duna orbit, where it has been mapping Kethane deposits. And here we are, Minmus orbit, with our Kethane mining ship. And I think the first thing we need to do here is, well, actually, let's get this turned back on. Show the map. Now go to map view. And where I'd figured out, right around here, say -9 by -23 or something like that, right in this green patch here, which seems to be located right around in here, this end of this ice lake. And that's going to be something of a challenge to land at without first changing the orbital plane to something a whole lot more equatorial. Well, at least this looks like it's going to be close to being in the right area. Yeah. All right. And let's see. Control from there. Whoops, hang on. There's our node down there. Alright, get lined up on this. RCS off, and our burn is in 33 minutes, so let's warp ahead to that. Put a fine tuning on the alignment here. Burp the engines to get a burn duration estimate. 1 minute 22. So burn at about T-minus 44 or so, I think. SAS is usually a lot better about staying on it. On us again. I don't know what the heck that's all about. Alright, that should be good enough. Go ahead and get rid of the maneuver node. Alright, now we have an orbit that passes pretty much over the area where we want to land. And our direction of flight, what are we doing here? I should have flipped it the other way. That's not exactly the best direction to go. If I just put a maneuver node here and just retrograde the snot out of this thing. And go for a mostly vertical descent. Well, I think we've got a shot here. And I'm going to go with this and see what we can do here. Alright. Of course, turn that off. I should have undocked and switched to the ship that's actually going to do the landing. Activate its engines. And plan the landing burn. with it. Alright. This may not be the best way to do this, but I'm going to put a node right here above the landing site, and I'm going to kill all of the horizontal velocity at once. That's about my best guess there. Alright. Let's go ahead and thrust away from this ship a little bit. Now, get lined up on our maneuver node. Hey, there it is. Just a question of warp around and burn it. "42 seconds, estimated burn." Light the engines at about T-minus 21. Let's get back on target. This thing doesn't want to seem to stay on target very well. Oh, I didn't account for rotation. Let's move this forward to there. Maybe that will allow for some rotation. Get back on the node, which has moved because I moved it. Warping time ahead. Watching how rotation is going to affect the landing site. Fine-tune the alignment again. Burning at T-minus 21. that's close at least. Alright, Smart ASS can hold retrograde. Let's get this thing ready too. Might be handy to be able when we need it to use it to just maintain vertical velocity. Say give it a nice minus 5 meters per second descent speed with kill horizontal speed is part of it. Okay. Where is it? We can hide the map. I'll leave the detector on just to make sure we're over what we're looking for. Okay. That's not so great. This needs to be over here. Wonder if I could plot a maneuver on the way down. That looks like it actually will do what I want it to. Because as it is, we're going to come down here on this stuff, and that's just no good. Alright. To burn a little sooner, closer to where I think we need to be coming down. Certainly don't want to land in those hills. They look nice and smooth from up here, but I'm pretty sure they get pretty nasty when you get down close to them. Okay. Be nice if we could change this HUD color every now and then. Just a couple seconds here. Let's go. That's part of it, but it looks to me like it would be better if we went a little farther here. Get back on our maneuver node. Almost there. Good. That's more like it. Coming down. A lot closer to on target. Our surface information here. Looks like we're going to come down pretty much in the neighborhood, if not exactly where I originally figured would be best, but alright, we're descending. Let's give it a minus, say, 75 meters a second and kill horizontal speed. Execute. I guess we have to turn Smart ASS off to do that and keep vertical. Kill horizontal speed. Extend some solar panels so we don't run out of power. That would have been reasonably smart to think of it ahead of time. Landing gear down. Go to minus 50. Change that to minus 25. Yeah, blocked by battery bank. Oh, cute. How about this one? Direct sunlight. Okay. We're getting power from one of them anyway. Altitude 5 kilometers. Continuing descent at 50 meters a second. Horizontal speed continuing to drop. Latitude and longitude are within the Kethane field, obviously, but the detector would continue to be beeping. In fact, I think we can turn the detector off for the moment. Because it's sucking down power and we nearly ran out leaving that running. Let's go to 25 meters a second. Keep our descent speed nice and easy. Trust this thing landing, so I'm going to turn that off. ASAS on. And take over the throttle myself. Get our descent rate down to less than 10 meters a second to start with. Going into an ascent. slow descent. 1,300 meters to go. Let's have just enough thrust to keep us at less than 10 meters a second. Let's bump that just enough to get down to around 5 meters a second now, or less. Smart ASS, how about you? 90-90. Just keep us frickin' vertical. -5, let the translitron do it. The horizontal speed was picking up too much. I don't trust myself to be tipping to compensate. I'm not sure I trust the machine. -1 for a nice soft landing. We've got plenty of fuel, so we can afford to burn almost all of it because we're going to be mining more. .570 meters dropping, holding 5 meters per second descent. Horizontal speed almost 0. The view very plain and uneventful except for these hills looking dirty and dangerous. Above the surface now. I like these ice lakes. They're nice and smooth and pretty much flat. Meters and dropping. We're almost there. At 60 meters, I'm going to switch our speed down to -1. That's close enough for me. Horizontal kill off so that we can just have a nice straight landing. What the hell is this? No! That was very nearly a disaster. I'm going to try something else. Have this thing keep a go ahead for a ascent back into orbit. And we'll try another landing again. Push the apoapsis out to about 125 or 150, whatever. And then I'm going to get up there and circularize, and roughly anyway, get a periapsis up over 125. And try this landing again. And perhaps I'll let the landing autopilot do it. From what I've heard and read, the landing autopilot isn't going to do very good if you're not starting from an orbit over 120 kilometers. So that's what I'm doing. There's enough fuel on board to do it, especially in Minmus low gravity, so let's give it a shot. Fine. It's only 59 meters a second, so we can afford that. Let's get on our maneuver node. And then warp ahead to burn point. Flying right past it, but I don't think it'll hurt too much. Just going to say turn prograde. Oh, it would have helped if I'd actually killed the time compression all the way. Well, I'm failing all over the place today. Good enough. If one landing doesn't work, try another one. Because why not? this one, I'm going to just try the auto landing autopilot. Let's see. -10. -23. I think that was it. Let's try selecting it on the map. I'm going to call that good enough. Orbit does not re-enter. Wow, gee, you figured that out all by yourself, huh? And we'll just let this thing handle it. If it gets us down on target, that's all I'm concerned about. Coming into a sunrise. I don't know, that depends on the rotational direction. That would be landing very nearly turned into a crash and explosion, so getting off of there was the only thing I could do. There wasn't any time that I could see to pull that out. I know I've done better landings than that without any mechjeb devices on the ship at all, even. Okay, once again, we head down to approaching the surface. Okay, one thing I've noticed here is that the rotation apparently is taking this area into the sunlight, so that'll be good. Here's hoping we can actually get a landing this time. Warp ahead just a little bit more. I am somewhat concerned about the lack of deceleration going on. Considering how close we're getting to the surface and how fast we're moving. Preparing for braking burn, it says. Enough preparation, let's do it. Side, we're going into the night side because that was a sunset, not a rise, and we're going to be touching down in the dark. We got some lights on this thing? Yes, we do. Let's leave them off for now. Oh, let's turn them on so we can actually see what we're going to slam into. So far, so good. SAS on. Go ahead and turn the lights off. We are down. All right. Are these getting any sunlight exposure? Direct sunlight. Okay. I'm going to retract those. So that I can use the action group to have them all extended. That's those two up top and the big ones down here. These will ensure there is enough power to run the mining drills. Which, since I don't right now recall what the action group key is to activate them, I'm just going to do this. Deploy the drills. And we are now mining. And this is going to take a while. I know I can do some of it with time acceleration as long as I keep an eye on the power level. And what I'm going to have to do is mine enough kethane to refuel all of this ship's tanks and fill the kethane tank completely. And once that's done, we'll be taking off to meet up with the XD drive in orbit and start refueling it. And I'll have to make probably 2, maybe 3 of those trips to have everything completely refueled. And we'll do more with that next time. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.